Your metabolism isn't broken. The signal is just scrambled. There is a single, missing biological key sitting right in your pantry that can flip the switch on insulin.com, your cortisol, and start burning fat in just 24 hours. But only if you use it in a very specific, almost counterintuitive way. You have likely tried fasting, eating clean, and pushing through hunger, yet your belly remains inflamed and your energy crashes by noon. That isn't a failure of willpower. It is a metabolic misfire. We have been told for years that to fix our health, especially as we age, we need to subtract calories, subtract fat, subtract joy. But the science is now pointing us in a completely different direction. It turns out that by adding the right kind of molecular signaling, we can actually tell our body to clean house, lower stress hormones, and burn energy like it did decades ago. However, and this is crucial, not all oil is created equal, and timing is everything. If you do this wrong, you might just be adding empty calories, but do it right, and you unlock a powerhouse of healing. In TISB, though, we are going to walk through the exact steps to recreate a total metabolic shift. We will cover everything from the biggest myth about cooking that is scaring seniors away from healthy fats, all the way to our game-changing revelation number 1, which is the specific daily protocol to reset your system. You really need to stay for that final revelation, because it involves a timing hack with your morning routine that can double the anti-inflammatory effects. It's the piece of the puzzle most people miss. But before we dive in, just a quick, important reminder. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. Let's kick things off with insight number 5, which addresses a fear I hear all the time. Can I actually cook with this stuff? Or will it turn toxic? For years, we've been warned that extra virgin olive oil has a low smoke point and that heating it turns it into a carcinogenic mess. This is a massive barrier for many of us who want the health benefits but are afraid to use it in the pan. You might worry that by heating this oil, you are consuming oxidized, damaged fats. We know that inflammation is the root of so many age-related issues, so it seems logical to avoid adding fuel to the fire, but this fear is largely based on outdated information that confuses smoke point with stability. To truly grasp this, let's use an analogy. Imagine your oil is a house in a hurricane. The smoke point is just the point where the roof shingles start to flap in the wind. It looks scary, but the structure of the house is still sound. The real danger is when the walls collapse. That's the molecular breakdown called oxidation, which creates harmful polar compounds. Here is the fascinating truth. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry right here in the US pitted olive oil against oils with much higher smoke points. They heated them and even deep-fried with them. Therefore, what they found might shock you. Extra virgin olive oil actually produced the least amount of harmful polar compounds, even compared to oils with higher smoke points. This happens because of the antioxidants. The polyphenols in high-quality olive oil act like a team of elite bodyguards. They sacrifice themselves to the heat to protect the fat molecules. So, while a refined seed oil might not smoke, it's often breaking down invisibly because it lacks those bodyguards. Olive oil might smoke sooner, but it stays chemically safer longer. So, insight number 5 is liberation. You don't have to save this liquid gold just for salads. You can saute your veggies in it. You can roast with it. By cooking with it, you are increasing your intake of these healthy fats, which helps with the absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K. All vital for us as we age. Don't let the smoke point myth keep you from the most delicious way to lower inflammation. Now that we know we can cook with it, let's go deeper into what this oil actually does inside your body. This brings us to strategy number 4, the cellular housekeeper. As we get older, one of the biggest drivers of aging and low energy is the accumulation of junk inside our cells. Old proteins, worn-out mitochondria, our energy batteries, they just pile up. When we are young, our bodies are efficient at taking out the trash. But as we cross 60, that process slows down. It's like living in a house where the garbage collector went on strike. The trash piles up. The house becomes toxic, inflammation rises, and things stop working properly. This stagnant environment is a breeding ground for disease. This is where a process called autophagy comes in. Think of autophagy as your body's internal Pac-Man. It goes around eating up the damaged cells and recycling them into new, fresh energy. Usually, we think we have to fast for days to trigger this, but research indicates that the specific polyphenols in olive oil, specifically oleuropein and oleocanthal, mimic this fasting state. Imagine your cells are a busy office. Over time, papers pile up, coffee gets spilled, and trash cans overflow, representing cellular waste. Usually, the cleaning crew only comes in when the office is closed, which is fasting. Therefore, adding high polyphenol olive oil is like hiring a special daytime cleaning crew that works while the office is still open. These compounds inhibit inflammation markers like COX-1 and COX-2, similar to how ibuprofen works, but without the potential gut damage. By incorporating this oil, you aren't just eating fat, you are signaling your body to clean house. This strategy #4 is about engaging that cleanup crew daily, helping to clear out the cellular debris that leads to that feeling of heaviness and brain fog. We're building a strong foundation here, but we need to address the elephant in the room for many of us, the stress belly. This leads us to key secret number 3. You might be eating perfectly, yet that stubborn layer of fat around the midsection won't budge. This is often not a calorie issue. It is a hormone issue involving cortisol. We have 2 to 3 times more cortisol receptors in our visceral fat, the deep fat around our organs, than anywhere else. When we are stressed, and that includes the physical stress of inflammation, our body pumps out cortisol. This hormone effectively screams, "Store energy." Winter is coming. It locks the doors on your fat cells, especially the ones on your belly. Many seniors try to fix this by exercising harder or cutting more calories, but this can actually backfire by raising cortisol even further. It's a vicious cycle. You starve yourself. Your body feels stressed, it raises cortisol, and you hold on to belly fat even tighter. Think of it like a fire alarm. Your body thinks the building is burning down, so it's hoarding water. You can't put out the fire by yelling at it. You need to calm the system down. Therefore, the polyphenols in olive oil act as the all-clear signal. Studies suggest they help improve something called vagal tone, which is the communication line between your brain and your relaxation system. When you consume this oil, it helps lower the inflammatory cytokines that trigger the stress response. Key secret number 3 is about using olive oil as a biological deep breath. By lowering the systemic inflammation, you lower the cortisol spike. When cortisol drops, the lock on your belly fat opens. Your body finally feels safe enough to burn that stored energy. It's not about willpower. It's about safety signals. Now, before we get to the top revelation on exactly how to take this, we have to pause for something critical. None of these benefits, not the autophagy, not the cortisol drop, not the fat burning, will happen if you ignore vital strategy number 2. The sad reality is, the vast majority of olive oil sitting on supermarket shelves is, well, let's call it dead oil. Olive oil is a fresh fruit juice. It is perishable. The magic is in the polyphenols, those antioxidants we've been praising. But these compounds degrade rapidly with light, heat, and time. Furthermore, the industry is rife with fraud. Some reports suggest a significant percentage of extra virgin oil is actually cut with cheaper, inflammatory seed oils, or is simply old anoxic. Consuming rancid olive oil is like taking a vitamin that has turned into a toxin. Instead of fighting inflammation, you are drinking inflammation. It's like buying a high-performance sports car but filling the tank with dirty water. It won't run, and you might ruin the engine. Therefore, you need a checklist. You need to be a detective. First, look for a harvest date, not just a best-by date. You want it from the current year's harvest. Second, never buy it in clear plastic. Light destroys the polyphenols. Dark glass, or tin only. And third, the sting. This is the ultimate test. When you taste it neat, it should taste grassy, bitter, and it should actually burn the back of your throat. That burn. That's the oleocanthal. That's the medicine. No burn means no benefits. Vital strategy number 2 is about being picky. If it's smooth and mild, it's likely not doing the job. You want that peppery kick? That kick is the feeling of your body getting the tools it needs to repair. Don't waste your time with fake oil. Get the real stuff, or don't bother. We have arrived. We know the why, we know the what, and now we need the how. This is game-changing revelation number 1, the specific protocol that resets your insulin and amplifies fat burning in just 24 hours. Most people use olive oil randomly. A splash here, a drizzle there, but to get the medicinal effects, we need to treat it like a prescription. The morning is a critical time. Your cortisol is naturally highest between 6 and 8 a.m. Your insulin is low because you've been sleeping. How you start the day dictates whether you store fat or burn it for the next 12 hours. Most seniors start with a high-carb breakfast or sugary coffee, which spikes glucose, spikes insulin, and shuts down fat burning immediately. Here is the protocol. Step 1. Take 1 tablespoon of high-phenolic, extra virgin olive oil immediately upon waking on an empty stomach. You can add a squeeze of lemon if you like. Step 2. Wait. Have your morning routine. Step 3. With your morning coffee or tea, about 90 minutes after waking, add a 2nd tablespoon. Why this specific timing? The 1st tablespoon acts as a liver flush. It stimulates bile production, which is the detergent that breaks down fats. It tells your body, fuel is coming, but it's clean fuel. It activates that PPAR alpha gene we mentioned, the fat-burning engine. But the real magic is the 2nd spoon with the caffeine. Caffeine can spike cortisol. By adding the fat, you buffer that spike. Furthermore, this fat does not break your fast in the traditional sense. It keeps insulin low. As long as insulin is low, you are in a fat-burning state. Think of it like lighting a fire. The fasting is the dry wood. The olive oil is the lighter fluid. You aren't dousing the fire with water. Like sugar or carbs, you are throwing an accelerant on it. This protocol allows you to extend your fasting window without hunger. It provides ketones for your brain, clearing the fog, and keeps insulin flatlining. A landmark study in diabetes care showed this approach reduced post-meal glucose spikes significantly. Debunked, you aren't starving. You are nourishing your way to a faster metabolism. And there you have it, our game-changing revelation number 1. It might seem counterintuitive to eat fat to burn fat, but as we've explored, when that fat is high quality, polyphenol-rich olive oil, it acts as a molecular key that unlocks your body's natural healing ability. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from our first insight number 5 about the safety of cooking building up through the cellular. Housekeeping is strategy number 4, the cortisol calming. Key secret number 3, the vital importance of quality and strategy number 2, all the way to our daily metabolic reset protocol. Each one is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, healthier you. Which of these insights, perhaps it was the truth about cooking, or maybe the sting test for quality, or even our ultimate game-changer number 1 protocol, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. If you found this journey through these health discoveries valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic group of healthy seniors. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.